On attitude. This is Bob Proctor, and I found that attitude is the magic word. Now, I didn't invent that. Earl Nightingale did, and that's the first lesson in his Lead the Field program. It's a phenomenal lesson to learn. Attitude is a magic word. It creates all kinds of wonderful things to just happen. Well, attitude is also a double-edged sword. And you'll find some people say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, let's think what attitude is for a moment. Attitude is our position or bearing as indicating thoughts, feelings, and actions. Our conscious mind is what we think with. And when we think, we take a power that's flowing into our consciousness and we send it off into the universe through thought. That's where it starts. Thought waves are cosmic waves. Penetrate all time and space. You gotta have a loved one on the other side of the world. If they're thinking of you, you'll feel it sometimes because their thoughts will activate cells in your brain. You see, there isn't any time or space in reality. They may be on the other side of the world physically, but there's a part of you that's omnipresent. So when we talk here about attitude being a double-edged sword, I think Emerson said the law of cause and effect was the law of laws. That says action, reaction are equal and opposite. So whatever thought you send out, that's what's coming back. As a matter of fact, you send good energy out, you'll take on an equal amount of like energy simultaneously with sending it out. That's how it works. You see, as the energy flows in, it turns into whatever we decided it'll turn into. And if we're thinking good thoughts, then automatically the energy coming in becomes good thoughts. What you send out, you take on. The energy you send, you receive. You take on an equal amount of like energy simultaneously with sending it out. So your thoughts then set up your feelings. We said that attitude is thoughts, feelings, and actions. The feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. It's not just on a conscious level you're thinking. Now you've internalized those thoughts, so you put your entire being, mind, body, into a vibration. Well, if that's the vibration you're in, that's the vibration you're sending out, that's what the universe is going to send back. Action, reaction are equal and opposite. That is an absolute law of the universe. As I've already said, Emerson said it is the law of laws. And then the feeling that we're experiencing is not only a vibration we're sending it out with and through this instrument we're living in, our body. And so the vibration then dictates how we act. So our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions being expressed, it's a two-edged sword. Whatever we send out, the universe sends right back. You see a person with a bad attitude, they generally have a good reason for having a bad attitude. They keep thinking of all those new reasons. Why? Because they're sending them out, they're coming right back at them. What we've got to do is stop right in our tracks if things aren't going right and say, hold on a minute. If I don't like what's coming to me, I've got to understand I've ordered it. It's being delivered right on schedule because that's the way the law works. What we put out comes back. I think I'm going to stop right now and start sending good thoughts, good feelings, good actions towards everyone and everything I do. I know there's something in you, it's an old paradigm probably, saying that's not being realistic. Who the hell wants to be realistic? Let's be successful. Let's have a great attitude. Let's have the universe shower us with good. And you know something, we can. All we have to do is give it the universe. It gives it right back. Just like that. That's attitude. A double-edged sword. What you put out, baby, you're going to get it back. Hello there and welcome to Bob Proctor. If you watch many of our videos, you know that I talk an awful lot about the law. The law is how everything works. It's the law of rhythm that takes the tide out and brings the tide in, has night following day, and you never see winter following winter. It doesn't happen that way. The laws are exact and they never change. Well, you know, if you're not earning the amount of money you want, or that you need to live the way you want to live, there's a problem. There's a misunderstanding or a lack of understanding about a law of compensation. This law is exact. It works for every person, every time, when we understand it. So I want you to think, I would recommend that you may want to jot this down. It sounds so simple when you first hear it, but I guarantee if you keep looking at it, it's not that simple. There's a law governing compensation, and this law is exact, and it clearly states there are 3 points to it. The amount of money you earn is always going to be an exact ratio to number 1, the need for what you do, number 2, your ability to do it, and number 3, the difficulty there is in replacing you. I'm going to run through that again. The amount of money you earn is always an exact ratio to number 1, the need for what you do, number 2, your ability to do it, and number 3, the difficulty there is in replacing you. The need for what you do. Now I want you to think. We often wonder, why do some of the movie stars or some of the great athletes earn so much money? It seems out of balance what they're earning, but it's really not. You see, the great masses of people want to be entertained. They really want to be entertained. They'd rather be entertained than think. And so the people that entertain them can earn a lot of money. Now, they've got to be really good if they're going to earn a lot of money, but the real good ones, they earn an absolute fortune. You see, you take the great athletes, millions of people watch them as they perform because they're so good at what they do. Well, that's why the athlete earns millions of dollars a year. It's like the great entertainer, the movie star. People love to watch them acting. Millions of people watch them. There's millions being entertained, so the actor earns a lot of money. Wherever there's a great need, there's an awful lot of money to be earned. Remember I said, number 1, the need for what you do. Well, there's a tremendous need for what I do. People all over the world want to know, how can they improve? How can they get better? I don't think they really think of it that way. They think, how can I get better results? Well, the only way to get better results is to improve yourself, because they're your results. So if you really want to improve your income, improve what you're doing. Now, a person that's, let's say, with one of those big jackhammers on the road that's just shaking the living daylights out of them, they're breaking through concrete or something. You'd think they'd earn a lot of money. It's such hard work. The truth is they don't earn very much money because there's not a great need for people to do that. Is there a need? Yeah, there is, but not a great need. So think. The need for what you do, that's number 1. If there's not a great need for what you do, I don't care how good you are at it, I don't care how hard you work, you're not going to earn a lot of money. The amount of money you earn is the exact ratio to the number 1, the need for what you do. Now, number 2 is your ability to do it. If there's a great need for what you do and you become very, very good at it, you're going to earn a lot of money. There's a great need for what I do, and I'm very good at it. Now, I'm not very good at anything else. In fact, I'm not much good at anything else at all because I don't want to do anything else. Oh, this is all I want to do, what I'm doing, what I have been doing for over half a century. I love it. Make up your mind you're going to get really good at what you do. Now, I work at improving every day. I study every day. I want to know more about this subject of personal growth. How can we get better at what we do? Because that's the kind of information I'm communicating all the time. So I work at getting better at it every day. And if you want to improve what you're doing, study it. Study it. Watch the great masters and then do what they're doing. Number 1, the need for what you do. Number 2, your ability to do it. Get really good at it. Now, if you get very good at it, the third one's going to be looked after. You're going to be very difficult to replace. Very difficult to replace. Let's reverse the whole thing. Let's suppose there's not a great need for what you do, and you don't even do what you do very well, and you'd be very easy to replace. Well, I mean, you just couldn't earn very much money. But if there's a great need for what you do, and you're very good at it, you're going to be very difficult to replace. Your stock is going to go up. Now, I didn't always know this. I went to work for Earl Nightingale, and he referred to this as the formula for increasing the amount of money you earn. And you know, when he first talked about it, I thought, that sounds like a good thing to know. And so I started to study it. And I never stopped studying it, and I'm absolutely fascinated with just how accurate this is. And the really crazy part about it, not many people understand it. Now that may sound strange, but there are not many people who understand. They do not teach this in school. Most families don't teach it to the kids. So the odds of a person learning it is very slim. Now you may think this is, sort of Pollyanna, or maybe not that important. I'd recommend you really think about what I'm saying. It's helped me earn millions of dollars. I started out with nothing. I started out reading this book. I was earning $4,000 a year. Within a year, I had multiplied what I was earning by over 40 times. Now think, there's no end to what you can earn. There's no end to what you can do. If you really want to multiply your income, pay attention to this law. I will repeat it once more. The amount of money you earn is always going to be in exact ratio to number one, the need for what you do, number two, your ability to do it, and number three, the difficulty there is in replacing you. It's a great law. It's one that we want to make certain all our children understand. It's one that we want to adhere to. Multiply your income. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you. Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, and I'm going to share an idea with you that could be worth its absolute weight in gold if you study it. Now, I've been studying it for a long time. I learned it way back in 1961, and it has fascinated me ever since then. I want you to think of this for a moment. About 3% of the population are real big winners. 97% of the population are not. Do you know that people are struggling all their life? You see it with their income. They struggle with trying to earn enough money. They're fighting for better health all the time. They're trying to get a better job. They're trying to build their business. And what is the basic ingredient behind all success? It's attitude. Attitude. Now think about that for a moment. What is attitude? Do you know, attitude is not a subject that's taught in very many places. Now, I've been teaching it for a long time, and I'm working diligently at keeping my own attitude on the right track. If somebody asked you what it was, what would you say? I'm going to tell you, this is a powerful concept. And if you will take this video and watch it 1,000 times, burn the idea right into your mind. And then start paying attention to the people that you run into every day and just ask yourself, what kind of an attitude have they got? Let me explain it this way. I'm going to share something with you that I've been using for a long, long time. I learned this many, many years ago from a very good friend, Dr. Harry Roeder, and his good associate, Leland Valvendeval. Both of these men were mentors of mine. And they pointed out that no one has ever seen the mind, but there was a doctor, Truman Fleet, in San Antonio, Texas, back in 1934. He said, no one's ever seen the mind. Mind is movement. Mind's not a thing. A lot of people think of the brain as being the mind, but that's not true. He said, I'm going to draw a picture of the mind. And this is what he drew. He just drew a circle. And then he said, I want this to represent the body. Now, he said, we're going to divide the mind into two parts. We'll call this part the conscious mind and this part the subconscious mind. Now, he said there's a great power flowing into our conscious mind. And this power is neither bad nor good. It's neither positive or negative. It just is. When that power flows in, it just is. We have the ability in our conscious mind to dictate how that power is going to flow. In other words, this is where we can think. And thinking is a function of the conscious mind. That's right. It's done with our reasoning factor, our inductive reasoning factor, if you want to get technical about it. We can think anything we want, and what we do is we build ideas here in our conscious mind. Now, these ideas can be negative ideas or positive ideas, but whatever we think, we send them right out into the universe. That's right. That's an energy that we send into the universe. You can pick up another person's thoughts. They're transferred all over the universe. Thought waves are cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space. Now, this is also what we call our emotional mind. And when you impress an idea upon this part of our mind, that idea is going to control the vibration of this thing we call our body. Now let's suppose we take this idea and we impress it here, and it's a negative idea. We're going to move into a negative vibration. Let's suppose it's a positive idea. We're going to move into a positive vibration. Now the vibration, the feelings, we send them out into the universe, and those feelings are expressed through the body, so it causes the body to act the way it acts. And it's our actions that produce our results. Now, attitude was best described by Earl Nightingale. He said it's our position or bearing as indicating thoughts, feelings, and actions. Thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's the composite of all three. Now let's think of this for a moment. You can be thinking negative thoughts and send out positive feelings. You could consciously think of negative things and yet you're not emotionally involved in them. And you could be emotionally involved with something very pleasant. So you could send out a negative thought, positive vibration. That would cause the body to act in a very positive way. But let's suppose you get emotionally involved in the negative idea. Then you're going to send out negative actions and negative vibrations. So you see, your attitude is your position or bearing is indicating thoughts, feelings, and actions. Now, you know, we have the ability to look for good in everything. The people that focus on the positive, they are going to win. The ones that are looking at what's wrong all the time, they are going to lose. People with a good attitude just naturally gravitate to the top. Do you know, it's not so much talent and ability as it is attitude. You can find absolutely brilliant people with a bad attitude, and you can find people that just aren't too bright with a great attitude. A good attitude is going to win every time for you. And what is it? It's our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Now, we're going to talk more about attitude in other videos that we're going to make, but this is very important you understand this. You have a mind and you live in a body. You have a conscious mind, a subconscious, and a body. The conscious mind is a thinking mind. The subconscious is a part of feeling, and the body is the instrument of the mind. Keep your attitude right and you're going to win every time. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you. Hello there and welcome. I want to suggest that you make a strong connection with your source of supply. Understand this, you are a spiritual being. This is not me. This is the body I live in. Your body is something you live in. Your body is a molecular structure. It's a mass of energy and a very high speed of vibration. We've got a marvelous mind, great brain. Your brain is an electronic switching station. Do you know that you can activate the positive cells in your brain and expect nothing but good to come to you? You can supercharge yourself with gratitude. Now, what do I mean by that? Be grateful for who you are. Be grateful that you know something about yourself. I am a spiritual being. I live in a physical body. I correspond with the material universe. I attract to me whatever's in harmony with me. And you see, if you concentrate on the good and you concentrate on nothing but good coming to you, that's what's going to come. Thing that you will attract is what you focus on. Focus is the key. Focus on the good that you desire. Start to see it coming into your life. And a couple of times a day, sit down, just get in the habit of doing it. It's like eating or brushing your teeth. In fact, you may hook this habit up with brushing your teeth or eating. Let yourself relax and give thanks for all the good that's coming into your life. and see all the good that you want coming into your life. But have a deep feeling of gratitude. Be grateful. Think of it. I was in a restaurant one day and it struck me. They have gratuity. It comes from gratitude. Gratuity comes from gratitude. And you leave a gratuity. It's a tip to let them know that you're grateful for the service that you received. Well, be grateful for all the good that's coming into your life. And sit down and mentally let yourself get into that vibration and do it frequently. You can turn it into a habit. A habit is something you do without giving any conscious thought to it. You get dressed by habit. Comb your hair, shave, put your makeup on. It's all done automatic. It's part of your paradigm, part of your program. Make gratitude one part of it. Develop it. Have an attitude of gratitude. You'll be so glad you did. Hello there and welcome. This is Bob Proctor. What does the word budget do to your mind? Budget. You know, words are symbols, and every symbol has a corresponding image. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Budget does nothing positive to my mind. And I was asked if I would proctorize the concept of budget. Well, let me explain. Up until I was 26, I didn't even know the word budget or anything else. I mean, I was going nowhere, doing nothing. I was moving in the wrong direction. And then I was given this book. And I've told this story many times. The man said, if you do exactly what I tell you, do what this book suggests, you can have anything you want. Well, he had my attention. And I read the book. And I started to reread the book. And I was doing exactly what he told me. And all of a sudden, I wanted a lot of things that I didn't have. But I didn't have the money to get them. And I only knew one way to get more money. I had to go to work. And I went to work. And I'm going to tell you, I really worked. See, budget to me is a concept where you, well, first of all, you're trying to live within your means. A budget is something where you take what you've got and then figure out how to live on that. Well, that just never appealed to me. I didn't really know anything about success. I didn't know anything about financial independence or how to earn money. But the idea of living within your means or figure out how to live with what you've got, it just never appealed to my nature. It never did. And when I read this book, I'm going to tell you, it really messed up the concept of a budget. I didn't want to have any part of it. Now, as I just said, I think budget is a word, and it's a concept where you learn to live with what you've got. I think budgets are probably maybe a good thing for politicians or for governments, and they're not coming and asking us for more money. Although almost any government in the world today, they're way beyond budget in almost every aspect of life. Well, what did I do? I reversed the whole concept. Now, of course, this book taught me to reverse almost everything in life anyway. If only 3, 4, 5% of the population are going in the right direction, well, that means 95% are going in the wrong direction. So if you want to win, go and do exactly the opposite of what almost everybody's doing. Now, I went to work with Earl Nightingale. I listened to his recordings for a long time, and that's essentially what he said. If you want to win, and you don't want to think if you're going to follow other people, he said there's a large group of people going that way, 1 or 2 going that way, follow the 1 or 2, and you'll probably never make another mistake as long as you live. Well, I made up my mind that I did not want to live within my means. I did not want to figure out how to live with what I was earning. I wanted to figure out how to earn enough to live the way I wanted to live. Now, I don't know about you, but that really did appeal to me. And that's really what Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, was teaching me. So I had one part of the puzzle, I think, sort of figured out. Go to work. And I really believed that the answer was work harder. Now, I was on the fire department at the time. We only worked 7 days and 7 nights a month. There was 2 shifts, 8 in the morning till 6 at night, 6 at night till 8 in the morning. And when we were on the night shift, we could make our bed and go to bed. If there was no fires, we'd sleep all night. So we'd get up. I was virtually retired. And I worked 7 days a month, and from 8 till 6. So that left me a lot of free time. Now, periodically in the middle of the night, somebody would start a fire. I always thought it was rather inconvenient, but we had to go and put the fire out, so we had to work at night. But for the most part, I was in a slow haul. We'd worked about 7 days a month. So I had a lot of free time. And I was reading this, and I've told the story many times. Somebody said there's good money cleaning offices. I said, I'm not proud, I'll clean offices. Now the idea, and he told me, the man that told me this, he said, but clean them for yourself, don't work for somebody else. So I had to borrow some money, and I bought a used floor machine, some buckets, some mops, and I started to clean offices. And now I was earning some extra money. Then somebody wanted some painting done, so I started to paint houses. And I painted outside of houses, inside of houses. If I needed maybe $90, I'd think that's a bedroom to paint. Or the outside of a house, maybe $150. Well, this is back in the early 60s. But I had everything, I judged it how much I could earn by doing certain things. I remember I was visiting some relatives, and they were in an apartment building. They had a little balcony that we'd sit outside. Now they had a couple of lawn chairs on the balcony, and I remember a cocoa mat on the floor. And I thought, this is kind of nice, but there's something missing. And I thought, they don't have a garden. There's no garden. And, you know, if you're sitting in your backyard, you're looking at flowers. So I thought, I got the idea all of a sudden of making a flower box that hangs on an apartment balcony. So I built apartment planters. And I was selling apartment planters. I'm making them and selling them, and I was doing pretty good at it. I was cleaning offices, and I was painting houses. There's friends of mine that had a variety store, and they were complaining one time because they never got any time off. I said, I'll come over and fill in for you every now and then. I got $1 an hour. I told them it was to help them. It was for the $1 an hour. Now, what was I doing? I was painting houses. First of all, I was fighting fires. I was painting houses, I was cleaning floors, I was making these apartment planters, and I was working in a variety store. All of this was to earn extra money. You see, I knew what it was costing me to live, and I wanted to live better. I had to earn more, and I had to earn more, and I had to earn more. And I was working a budget a little different than everybody. I didn't take what I had and figure out how I could live on it. I figured out how I wanted to live, and then I'd go out and earn the money to do it. I had the whole concept reversed. So if you're going to proctorize your budget, throw the budget away. But understand this, you've got to earn the money. Money has to be earned. Now we're going to be making another video on earning money and a way to go about it, and possibly on the law of compensation, another concept. There is a law governing compensation. I had part of the answer figured out, but part of it I didn't have figured out at all. Because I was working at so many different jobs, I was wearing myself out. I was exhausting. You know, I read in here where Charlie Schwab says, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. I didn't have all my eggs in one basket. I had about 7 or 8 baskets, and I was running from one job to the other. Now, I was earning pretty good money, but I'm going to tell you, I was killing myself to do it. But I didn't budget. I did not like the idea of a budget. I did not like the idea that I was going to take my pen to figure out how to live on what I was earning. I always liked the idea that this book motivated me to think of how to earn enough to live the way you really want to live. So the Proctor budget is a little different than most people's budget. Now, if you happen to be in debt, I tell a story in this book, Born Rich. And you can get this book if you go on our site, go to proctorgallagher.com. You can download this for nothing. I think it's on around page 36 or 37. We show you how to get rid of debt, how to totally get rid of it so you don't even think about it anymore. It's chapter 2 is how much is enough. How much is enough? Well, that's a good question. And you see, I had to keep asking myself because I did not want to live with a budget. I wanted to live a better life. Yusuf was telling me I had to live a better life. And I figured out All the money in the world is available to you. All you have to do is earn it. So the idea of sitting down and figuring out how to live in accordance with the amount of money I was earning, it did not appeal to me. It may appeal to you. It works for some people. Works for about 95% that want to stay out of debt. But for that other 5%, that group that I joined a long, long time ago, the budget, throw it away. Think of what you want to do, how you want to live, and then make up your mind you're going to do it. Now, I'm not telling you to follow the track I was on, where I was working at 6, 7, 8 different jobs. You keep listening. We're going to be teaching you how money's earned, how the wealthy do it, and we're going to be talking about the law of compensation. So you stay right here and find another video, and you're going to find it on how to earn money, and then another one, the law of compensation. But as far as the budget goes, get rid of it. I didn't like the idea if you want to win. If you want to live like the majority of people live, that stay within their means, do what they do. That's not proctorizing your budget. Proctorize your budget, burn the damn thing, get rid of it. Figure out how much you need to live the way you want to live, and understand this. All the money in the world's available to you. You know the song, Love is in the Air? Well, I've got another one. Money's in the air. All the money's available to you. All you have to do is earn it. Try it. You'll like it. I love reading this book. Think and Grow Rich. Look at cover's coming off. It's falling apart. Pages are literally falling out of it. And it's probably one of the best books that I've ever picked up. It's the first book I picked up. And it's the one that got me to change the direction of my life. In there he says, the imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Now, the imagination is the mental faculty out of which visions arise. Visions. Pictures that we build in our mind. Most people don't use their imagination constructively. Most people use their imagination destructively. They imagine what they don't want. We've got to consciously and deliberately imagine what we do want. If we will take and sit down with a pen and ask ourselves, what do I really want? What do I really want? And write it down. And then make a written description of it in the present tense. Writing causes thinking. Thinking creates an image. And you get these images going, you're building a vision in your mind. It's the visionaries that's changed the world. Think of that. The fact that I can sit and look into this camera, and you can sit and look at me on your phone, or on your TV, or on your laptop. That was the result of somebody's vision. Do you know everything you've got, the clothes you wear, the house you live in, this microphone that's in front of me? It was all the result of somebody's vision. It's not an accident. You and I have a marvelous imagination. And everything starts with a vision. Van Gogh was asked how he did such beautiful work. He said, first I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. What do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to make happen? What do you want to make happen for between now and the end of the year? Think about it for a moment. Don't think of why you can't. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. Doesn't matter how much help you've got. Build a vision of what you would like to accomplish between now and the end of the year. And then make a written description of that vision. Paint the picture with words. You can go either way with this. You can start writing the picture and it'll come on the screen of your mind. Or build a picture and then paint it with words. Vision. Vision is going to direct your life if you let it. Use it constructively. See what you want. Don't spend any time thinking of what you don't want. When you get a picture in here, make it big, make it beautiful. You'll be glad you did. I want you to think of the times when you just feel sort of crappy. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. You get cut off in your car. Somebody takes the parking space that you're waiting to get into. Life sucks. It just isn't working. Well, that's because you're not feeling good. When you're not feeling good, you are naturally just going to attract bad stuff to you. What is feeling? Feeling, conscious awareness, how you feel, is conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. And if you are not feeling good, you're in a bad vibration. Do you know that wham, just like that, you can change the vibration? This body you're living in is a molecular structure, and it's in a very high speed of vibration. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. People that are feeling good are in a good vibration. You can put yourself in a good vibration in a heartbeat. Music is a great medium to put you in a great vibration. I have, I believe, hear the music? I'll turn it up a little bit. Isn't that nice? This music is playing all the time in my studio. All the time. I don't have it playing this loud. I've moved it up so you'll hear it. I have it playing very low. I have a button here on the edge of my desk. It's a button that's stuck on the desk. And I press that button, the music stops. I press the button, the music starts. It's my music button. Scott Edwards, who's our studio director, he got this little button. It's just a little button. It's only about that big. And I stick it on my desk. And he says, press on it. The music stops. Press on it. The music starts. It's phenomenal. Music is a great medium to cause you to feel good. You get chaotic music and you're going to be in a chaotic vibration. But you have nice, quiet music playing. If you were to be in the studio, I have plants love this energy in this place. You know, you often say a person that has beautiful plants has a green thumb. No, 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 no. They have created a nice energy. Plants are sensitive. When you have chaotic energy, the plants will die. When you have good energy, the plants grow. The energy in this studio is phenomenal. It's very creative. There's nice quiet music playing all the time, and the plants love it. Plants are very healthy in this studio. Well, you see, that controls vibration. Do whatever you can to stay in a beautiful vibration. Beautiful, soft music. When you listen to a motivation recording, it could be a record, or it could be a cassette, or it may be now just, digital. Have good information playing. Information that stimulates you, that causes your mind to shoot off in a creative direction. I don't mix with anybody that isn't fairly upbeat. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have time for a lot of friends. If you're gonna have friends, you gotta be a friend. And I just don't have a lot of time. So I only have a few friends, but they're very good friends. I am very busy all the time. And so the friends I have, I want to treat them properly, and that takes time. I don't mix with anybody that isn't upbeat. I don't want to mix with people that are talking bad times, hard times, that are, into bad energy. The people you surround yourself with have a lot to do with the vibration you're in. You want to be consciously aware of the energy in the environment you're in. It's very important. And you want to stay in a very good vibration. When you're in a good vibration, good ideas flow into your mind. You'll see a better way of doing whatever you're doing. You'll improve whatever you're doing. And that's really what you want. You want to get magnificent results. Make good things happen. Control your vibration. Control the flow. There's an energy flowing to and through you. And when it flows into your consciousness, it has no form. Our thinking gives it form. And as we internalize it, it controls the vibration the body's in. Keep the body in a good vibration, and you're going to be working the way you want to work, doing the things you want to do. Keep yourself in a high vibration. Music, recordings, good friends, a good book. You get into a good book and it'll stimulate you. That'll keep you in a good vibration. Try it. Today, all day, you'll love it. Hello there and welcome. This is Bob Proctor again. Do you know, I am a very intuitive guy. You are a very intuitive person. We are all very intuitive. It's just that most people don't know how to utilize that power effectively or for their own benefit. I do. And I don't use it, I'm not good at it by accident, I'm good at it by design. When I realized that intuition was one of my higher faculties, we have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition. When I realized that this was a mental faculty that I could strengthen, I made up my mind I would. I have since come to the conclusion intuition is God's way of talking to you. That's right. God being the supreme power, that which is. It's through your intuition that you pick up vibration. Now think of this. When you come up with a question, bang, like that, the answer's with it. You can't have a question without an answer. I think Webster said there's a question without an answer. It's called a rhetorical question. That's a statement. That's not a question. Every question has an answer. Every question. When you ask the question, the answer comes with it. It's our intuitive mind that will pick that up. Now that's what we want to really try and understand. Now the question always is, how do you develop your intuition? Well, I often tell people in a seminar, every person has an aura or an energy around them. And you can learn to feel that energy. As you start talking to them and they carry on a conversation with you, really you can feel the energy that's coming from them. Now, how do you do that? By focusing all of your attention on them. Now, that may be hard to do because until we really get comfortable with ourselves, we're wondering, what do they think of me? Now, think about it. If you really want to win in life, whenever you're talking to somebody, give them your undivided attention. And if you do that, you're going to start to feel things. You'll start to feel their energy. If there's a shift in their mood like that, you'll know it. That's your intuition. Now that's how you develop your intuition. And you're giving them your undivided attention. Say, what am I feeling? And start to get used to what do you feel. Not what do you hear, what do you feel? Really listen to them. Listen carefully. Now you hear with your ears, but you listen with your emotions. You've got to let yourself get very emotionally involved in what they're saying. You'll feel it. When you go into a restaurant, sometimes you'll sit down and you're waiting and you don't really like it. No, waitress comes over and they'll say, "Can I help you?" You may say, "I'll have a cup of coffee, please." You really don't want to stay there, so you didn't want to order a meal. You get the coffee, you pay for it, and you leave. You don't even drink the coffee. Why? You didn't feel good in that restaurant, and you didn't want to stay there. Sometimes you go into a clothes store, and there's something you just don't feel right there. You're not going to buy anything, get out. You're not in harmony with the energy. If a person's upset about something, and they have a smile on their face and talking to you, you know there's something wrong. It's your intuition that picks that up. It's your intuition that picked up the energy in the clothes store or in the restaurant. That's intuition. Pay attention to what's going on around you. What do you feel? Feeling is the language of the subjective mind. Intuition picks up feeling. Feeling is vibration. It's tuned into vibration. And it'll always there, and you got to get used to and get at using it, and you can. If you've seen me in a seminar, I'll frequently go over and I'll tell a person exactly what they're like. I don't even have to ask them if I'm right. I know I'm right because intuition is perfect. It never lies. It's Bob Proctor. Thank you. Hello there and welcome. You know, last May we did a video on Paradigms 101. And we talked about paradigms and how they're formed and how they impact your life. Well, I want to take you a little bit further right now, and I want to talk to you about how paradigms are changed. You know, this is such an important subject that I think it should be taught to every student at a very, very early age, at a very early grade. Because paradigms literally control people's lives. And when you see people talking about being frustrated and I'm getting so sick of living the way I'm living, it's their paradigm that's bringing it all about. And they know nothing about it. Stop the average person on the street, or maybe somebody, a relative or a friend that you're talking to in the next phone call. Say, do you know what a paradigm is? Ask them to explain it to you. Paradigm's a very, very broad word. Do you know that countries have paradigms? Countries do. Families do. Families have paradigms. The company you're working for has a paradigm. And I have one, and so do you. Paradigm is a conditioning. You could call it culture insofar as a country is concerned, or a company, or a family. It's the culture of that company or that particular country. That's what a paradigm is. It's our habitual way of perceiving of things, doing, of acting, of living the way we're living. Our paradigm controls what we eat. Now think, the paradigm is the program in your subconscious mind that controls your behavior. What you know doesn't control your behavior. Your conscious mind, you've got all this knowledge, you know how to do a better job, but you're not doing it. We know how to do things. Parents say, why are you doing that? The kid says, I don't know. And their kid doesn't know. And the parent doesn't know because the parent doesn't understand paradigms. So they say the child knows, but they're not doing it. The parent knows, but the parent's not doing it. The salesperson knows, but the salesperson's not doing it. The student knows, but the student's not doing it. See, the paradigm is the program in the subconscious mind that controls the behavior and produces a result. Now, it's the results we say that we don't like. Let's suppose a result is that you sleep in every morning. You just have a terrible time getting up. And if you're sleeping in, if you're always late, I mean, that causes all kinds of problems socially and mentally. It's just not good. So, but that's a result. You sleep in every day. You hit the snooze button and you go back to sleep. Now, I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. I want you to put the alarm clock a long ways away from the bed. And before you go to bed, you make up your mind you're going to do something before you go to sleep. As you're going to sleep, to say, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I get up. When I wake up, I get up. That's just the way it is. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I get up. Now that's a command you're giving to yourself. And go to sleep with that in your mind. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I get up. Now you got to get up to turn the alarm off, so you stay up. When your feet hit the deck, you stay that way. When you wake up, you get up. Now, by doing that over and over, a number of days in a row, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're going to change the habit pattern. When you change the habit pattern, you've changed the paradigm. So you start out with the result you want and you say, what's causing it? And you change the cause of the result. So instead of saying, I love to sleep in, I'm going to hit the snooze button. I'm getting up. When I wake up, I get up. When my feet hit the deck, I'm staying up. And that's the way it is. So you take a look at the result you don't like and you change the cause. You change the behavioral pattern. Then work on another one. You shouldn't try and change more than 2 at a time. It gets a little heavy. You change your paradigm, you'll change your life. I changed mine. I went from struggling to success. I went from being broke all the time to becoming very wealthy. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Do it. Hello there and welcome. Have you ever asked yourself why we think we have to work hard if we're going to win? It takes hard work, years of hard work. It's not good information. In fact, it's a lie. Stop and think of some of the people you know that have been working real hard for a long time and they're not winning at all. They're broke. They're renting a place to live. They don't own their own home. They're probably driving a used car. Down south they say that dog won't hunt. The idea of working hard is silly. It's silly. Listen, I want you to think of what this book is. This is Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. He writes in here, there are 30 major causes of failure. There's 13 principles of success. Now listen to this. He said, if you are one of those people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought, because it is not true. Riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. In other words, you got to find a demand, you got to find a need and fill it. You got to follow certain success principles if you want to win. All the principles are outlined here. We teach all the principles here at Proctor Gallagher Institute. I have been studying these principles and working with them now for 59 years. As a matter of fact, we've got the principles of prosperity, or the 13 principles. It's a video program. We outline them, you'll see it. It's a powerful program. If you listen to the principles of prosperity every day, all year, I guarantee you, your income would change. You see, look at, see this stuff here? You know, look at, that's paper. We call it money. Money is an idea. Money goes where it's invited and it stays where it's welcome. The idea that you have to work hard for this stuff is not true. Some of the people that work the hardest are the ones that are in the least. Now think about it. I was reading where Taylor Swift, young gal singer, was the highest paid entertainer last year. She's doing what she absolutely loves. That's not hard work. I get very well paid. I'm doing what I absolutely love. The idea that you have to work hard is silly. When you love what you're doing, you'll never work again. See, I see work as something that you're doing that you don't enjoy and you don't want to do. And it takes a lot of energy. Think. You see, we teach the principles of success. We teach them. All of our programs are based on the principles of success. This man that wrote this book, spent his entire life studying 500 of the world's most successful people. He became intimate friends with people like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone. Became intimate friends with them. They were doing what they absolutely loved. They changed the whole world. Ford put us on wheels. Edison illuminated the place. They were doing what they love, and they earned millions. What do you love doing? Quit working and start doing what you love, and you'll never work again. Now you think about that for a while. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. A lot of things I don't know, but this isn't one of them. I do know this. I've studied it every day, my entire adult life. And I went from being very unhappy and very broke to being very happy and very wealthy. It's like Sophie Tucker says, I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is better. You don't have to work hard. When you're doing what you love, you don't work at all. Think about it. It's Bob Proctor. Thank you.
Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as a result of thought. And as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the actions of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve, and he remains poised, steadfast, serene. The calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn reverence his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn from him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good. Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity. For people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is equable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He's like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land or a sheltering rock in a storm. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet-tempered, balanced life? It does not matter whether it rains or shines, or what changes come to those possessing these blessings, for they are always sweet, serene, and calm. The exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture. It is the flowering of life, the fruitage of the soul. It is precious as wisdom, more to be desired than gold, yea, than even fine gold. How insignificant mere money-seeking looks in comparison with the serene life, a life that dwells in the ocean of truth, beneath the waves, beyond the reach of the tempests, in the eternal calm. How many people we know who sour their lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy their poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives and mar their happiness by lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well balanced, who have that exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, is blown about by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise man, only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, makes the winds and the storms of the soul obey him. Tempest-tossed souls, wherever you may be, under whatever conditions ye may live, know this: in the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hands firmly on the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does but sleep. Wake him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Say to your heart, peace, be still.